What you're about to hear is a phone interview with Cody Pennetti, site and civil engineer for Dewberry. In the interview that follows, Cody describes how the application of a BIM process for infrastructure helped Dewberry design and construct a 5-mile-long reclaimed water, or purple pipe project, without disrupting any existing utilities. Before we talk about the project we're going to highlight, tell us about Dewberry.
Dewberry was started in 1956 as a land design and survey firm, and we've since then become a national firm doing engineering, architecture, and consulting.
Cody, I recently learned about your Purple Pipe Project, or Reclaimed Water Pipeline Project in Fairfax County, Virginia. Tell us about that project in general and the special challenges this project presented to the Dewberry team.
The project was a design-build project with the goal as a Purple Pipe project to use reclaimed water from a no-coal reuse water control, a pollution control plant, and use it for irrigation at local parks and then industrial cooling as well. So we had about 5 miles of large diameter transmission line to design through this design-build project, and to really start to navigate through very urban or ultra-urban corridors with a lot of utilities and difficult terrain and a lot of major crossings.
How did the application of a BIM, or Building Information Modeling for Infrastructure process, help your team tackle these challenges?
There are a few big advantages to having a BIM for infrastructure design process, one of which was being able to produce a lot more information at a much earlier stage, which really helped us put a lot of the design concepts in front of the team, in front of the client, the contractor who's involved throughout the design-build project, as well as being able to dynamically update and evaluate different design scenarios, which came to be very, very important in a project that was being constructed almost at the same time it was being designed, and being able to keep pace with the contractor and make these updates and evaluate these options really kind of helped us make sure that we were always up to speed and providing the best design possible throughout the entire design project.
So Cody, while we're on the topic of BIM for infrastructure, describe how a BIM process helped you in terms of your firm's role relative to the other players in this project.
We were the design engineer who focused on the transmission line design as well as the plant pump station design, so a lot of the actual kind of hydraulics and water design. We coordinated with the contractor, who was a different entity, and then we were involved with a lot of other agencies as well as other projects were going on at the same time, so we had to be able to coordinate and adapt to other design firms using their tools and bring that information in, and they were modifying their designs at the same time our project was going on, and so we had to make sure the whole environment was just kind of this one living piece that always had to stay up to date and concise.
I understand you use software from the Autodesk Infrastructure Design Suite, including Autodesk Map 3D, Autodesk 3ds Max Design, and Autodesk Infrastructure Modeler to help on this project. How did each one of those elements help?
We used Autodesk Map 3D in the beginning of the project to quickly bring in a lot of information from different sources, including GIS content that we had from the county, that really helped us develop a large-scale, big picture of the entire site that we were focusing on. We used tools like Autodesk 3ds Max Design that allowed us to take a lot of our Civil 3D design content and put it in a more visually rich environment that could be presented as an animation or a series of visuals that helped display the information to the client or to the public in a way that was a little bit more clear than a plan and profile traditionally is developed and delivered. Autodesk Infrastructure Modeler is something we've really begun to dive into as we kind of revisit this idea of how much information can we pull together in this conceptual design phase and really begin to evaluate all the alternatives in a sense that has as much comprehensive detail as possible, meaning that we're pulling in aerial topography and aerial photography to create a very large-scale terrain model with a lot of detail in it, and then quickly generate information from GIS data and portraying it based on those attributes and showing design information all within that same picture in a very fluid environment that handles a lot of this information very, very well.
Cody, going back to Autodesk Infrastructure Modeler, we're now seeing a lot of interest in this technology from the infrastructure community. Where do you see it playing out as a tool for you going forward into future projects?
The biggest benefit to Infrastructure Modeler is that to us it almost seems like this next level of software development, and we're really able to pull in a lot more information into one central location than we ever thought was possible. And the benefit there is that you're not just looking at an aerial map and then a profile and a plan view and having all these separate pieces, but everything is one concise model that is able to portray the entire information, the entire story of the plan, the development, and everything through very, very large stretches of a design environment. And in our case, it's miles of pipeline design. And it really is helping us to collect a lot of information very quickly and put it in a setting that is appealing to and understandable to the general public and clients and people who are more interested in kind of a big picture than plan and profile sheets at very early stages of the design process.
For more about Dewberry, visit www.dewberry.com. And for everything about Autodesk BIM solutions for infrastructure, visit www.autodesk.com and look for the Infrastructure Design Suite link.